Thank you, Mark, for those wildly inappropriate words. Should have worn something tighter, I feel. Let me also welcome to the stage Derek's wife, Sarah Griswood. I'll never forget the first words that Derek Malcolm said to me. It was at Cannes in 2012, in the queue at 8:30 a.m. for the first screening of Walter Salas's On the Road. And he turned to me and he said, "Dear boy," he said, "have you seen how fucking long this thing is?" So I will keep this brief. It's what he would have wanted. When I moved to London in 2004 as a young entry-level cinephile, Derek was here to welcome me. At that point, it was a few years earlier that he'd moved from The Guardian to the Evening Standard. And every Thursday within that paper, crucially the day before anyone else ran their reviews, he would fill out the week's new releases. He only rarely led on the biggest commercial film of the week, and I remember one of the first, if not the first of his spreads that I read, was headlined Revenge Korean Style. It was for a film that Derek had first seen at Cannes that year. It was Old Boy by Park Chan-wook. And the following day, a friend and I, who at that point knew absolutely nothing about Korean cinema, trooped off to what was then the Renoir in Bloomsbury to see if it was as good as Derek had said it was. Once you've been steered right by a critic like that, you don't forget the debt. Years later, when I started working as a film critic, Derek was there to welcome me again. Along with his contemporary Philip French, he was the veteran who explained to me the intricacies of this often strange and wonderful job, always sharing intel on films to look out for, and passing on lessons from his own career that would either be useful or just therapeutic in mine. Once, when I was nervous about an interview, he reassured me that you really can't be fazed by anything in this job. He recalled once being over in Venice Film Festival, being called to interview John Ford in his hotel room. He'd gone to Ford's suite, you know this story, to find the bathroom door wide open and John Ford within, sitting on the toilet. Derek turned to leave and John Ford barked, "Come on in. I can deal with two shits at once." So the award, as you know, the award we're giving out in Derek's memory is for innovation. And throughout his career, his championing of the new and the exciting and the boundary pushing was one of the hallmarks of his work. In the 1970s, he campaigned passionately for the release of Ken Russell's director's cut of The Devils. In the 1980s, his was one of the most strident voices raised against the video nasty's moral panic. During his tenure as the artistic director of the London Film Festival, he was a champion of Asian cinema. He was instrumental in bringing Indian and Taiwanese films to British audiences. Something I think that excites all of us about this job, the pleasure of pointing a reader towards something they'd have never found or thought to try on their own, sat at the absolute bedrock of Derek's critical approach. When he was once asked to define what a great film was, Derek said it was one that he couldn't stand the thought of never seeing again. I think great critics are a bit like that too. Theirs are the voices that you can't stand the thought of never hearing again when the films that come after their time continue to move you and excite you. I miss Derek's writing like I miss Derek, but I hope that through this award, the Critics Circle is able to continue to honour his lifelong commitment to recognising the innovative, the uncompromising and the bold. While he might have sometimes grumbled about running times while he was there, at Cannes, at Venice and everywhere else, he was always to be found at the front of the 8:30 a.m. queue. Let me hand over to Sarah.
Well, all I really need to say is thank you. I'm so very touched, and Derek would have been too. The older among you may remember his singularly spiky comments in reviews and out of them. Perhaps innovation is the polite way of phrasing it. But I'm happy to say that Derek was all about breaking boundaries, pushing against barriers that needed to be pushed through, and the first winner of this award is two.
Now, our inaugural winner can't be with us this evening, but we've got a video of when the award was presented on Friday.
Hello, my name's Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian, and let me say how absolutely thrilled I am to be introducing the London Critics Circle Award for Innovation to an actor who is currently electrifying movie audiences with his brilliant, thrilling, and perhaps most pertinently of all, his innovative performance as Bayard Rustin, because that is what an actor as brilliant as this does. He makes things new. He revitalizes them with the passion and commitment of his performance. And let me also say how thrilled I am that for the first time this year, this award is to be named after my old friend and colleague and predecessor as Guardian film critic, the late, great Derek Malcolm, who sadly we lost last year. So without further ado, I want to introduce my friend, Sarah Gristwood, to present the award. Sarah.
Thank you. And can I just say, I'm both proud and honoured to be able to present the first Derek Malcolm Award for Innovation to Colman Domingo. Domingo. There. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much to Peter and Sarah. I appreciate you so much. This is so meaningful. As I've been able to do my due diligence and find out more about Derek, I found out so much about his heart and his curiosity and his commitment of being fair when it comes to supporting independent film in particular. I'm really moved by this award, and that's why I was like, I've got to get to London. I've got to get to London. And thank you for making this happen. It's very meaningful, especially for my work honoring such an incredible light in the world, which was Bayard Rustin, and Bayard Rustin's legacy in the world, which is that spirit of organizing, that spirit of faith in humankind, and the possibility of what we can do when we all come together. It's been my privilege to share Bayard Rustin's story in every single way. So the idea of Derek Malcolm being associated with Bayard Rustin, I feel like my work has true purpose, especially when it comes to work for innovating. Thank you for your kind words. That's all I truly aspire to do with having a curiosity in this work and interrogating the human condition. So I thank you so much. Thank you.